Like and subscribe right now. Or else this will be in your bed tonight. Incidentally, the whole line standing to get in gasped when she hit me, then gasped again when I hit her. I guess we had some pretty good drama that night. What gender-based double standard infuriates you the most? When was the last time you saw a man in a yogurt commercial? I like yogurt too, damn it. If a girl goes out and has sex with 30 guys, she's a slut. If I go out and have sex with 30 guys, suddenly I am a homosexual. That a guy can be charged with rape for having sex with a drunk girl even if he was equally drunk. The guy can be held accountable and responsible for his actions, but the woman is apparently incapable of making her own decisions while drunk. Police physical agility test standards. Men are expected to perform the exact same job but have to meet twice the physical requirements as women. I'm not even saying raise the standards for women, I am saying if a woman can be a cop by doing 10 push-ups and 20 sit-ups, then why can't a man? In almost every current television show or commercial, men, particularly dads, are portrayed as completely idiotic, while women are the smart rational ones. I also hate how at every wedding, some idiot giving a speech plays the happy wife, happy life line, or that's the last time you'll have the upper hand. Joke. Dumb, unfunny, negative. Men who do these jokes are the worst. You know they have no say in their households, and they deserve it for being spineless. Basically, interacting with kids you don't know, or hell, even kids you do know. If a woman does it, she's being cute and stuff. When a guy does it, people expect him to be a creep. Like when you see a kid that has lost her parents in a store. When a female takes that kid by the hand to search for his parents, it's a nice gesture to comfort the kid. When a guy does it, he's a potential rapist. I'm getting married in 22 days. Every, no exceptions, professional involved with putting on our wedding has emailed my fiancé, but not me. She's had to forcibly insert me into the conversations. Even when I am the one who sent the initial email. The wedding coordinator actually ignored her adding me to the email conversation the first time. She had to add me a second time. When we talk in person, they attempt to pull her off to the side and discuss the events away from me, since it'll all be up to her. Even, some of our friends have found themselves referring to it as her big day before being glared at and reminded that it's both of us. People, I am half of the marriage. My opinions about this wedding matter, even if every bridal show magazine whatever ever makes it out that the bride demands solitary control. My fiancé, who has an anxiety disorder and gets extremely upset when she has to deal with too many open-ended questions, does not appreciate you taking me out of the conversation, and neither do I. My mom's a doctor, and my dad was a house husband. One time I got sick in elementary school, so I went to the nurse, who was going to call my parents to come get me. The nurse asked me where I could call my mom, and I said she was probably busy at work and she should call my dad. The nurse ignored that and asked where my mom worked, the intensive care nursery at blah blah medical center. Okay. Who should I ask for? Dr. Zappa. No, you mean Mrs. Zappa. She's a doctor. No, you mean a nurse. No, she's a doctor. So she looks up the number in the phone book and calls the ICN. The receptionist answered, and thanks to the giant 1990s corded telephone, I could hear both ends of the conversation. Hello, may I speak to one of your nurses? Mrs. Zappa? The receptionist laughed at her for a good 5 or 10 seconds, then said, you mean Dr. Zappa? Is one of her kids sick? Just a minute. When my mom got on the phone, and the school nurse explained the situation, my mom was like, okay, well, I'm doing rounds right now. Why don't you call his father? If I'm gone for a week, hardly anybody bats an eye. But while my wife was away for a week, the help came from every direction. Why the scare quotes? Because the help actually consisted of every female family member and friend of my wife treating me like a child. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, childcare. You name it, they assumed I couldn't handle it. And then the looks of condescension when I said I could manage just fine, Thank you very much. Their mouths said well, call if you need anything, but their eyes said oh his poor children. I appreciate offers of help, but not when they're founded on pity. And where's the help for my wife when I'm not around? If a woman hits a man, he is expected to ignore it, not say anything. If a man hits a woman, instant scandal. People, stop hitting each other. Story time. My friend, my roommate, his girlfriend, her roommate, and I all go out. My friend is a great guy, his girlfriend is an absolute sweetheart. The roommate is a very pretty girl who everyone knows to be spoiled, expects everyone to pay for her, I found out later, flaunts rules because she knows she can get away with it. But, to her credit, she's a spitting image of Heather Graham, the one that was in the Austin Powers movie. So, we go to a few bars and end up at this club in DC called 1223. So we are in there drinking and I open a tap separate from the rest of them, i.e. I order a drink alone at the bar while they are talking or something somewhere else. So what does this girl do? All night she puts drinks on my tab, without telling me, or thanking me, or anything. And she's getting more and more obnoxious. I remember one thing in particular cemented in my mind: I never wanted to hang out with her again. She started making fun of homeless people, in general. I thought that was extraordinarily callous, but it's a big, loud club, and I can barely hear her, and basically I'm trying to get through the night so I can never see her again. Incidentally, I wasn't drinking all that much that night because I was the designated driver. So we get ready to leave, I go to pay my bar tab, and you can guess what happened. I grab the check and go confront her, asking for her part of it, about 90%. She laughs in my face and tells me something along the lines of "You'll never get in my pants like that." Then she leads our group towards the exit. My friends later tell me they didn't know this was happening. I give it one last shot. I tell her I am going to make the bar split up the tab, and if she doesn't pay her part, she can deal with them. Basically I'm saying I'm not covering for you, pay your own tab. This is where her lovely idiotic facade breaks down and she goes full on crazy. She full on slaps me right there at the entrance to the club, in full view of dozens of people in line. She hit me so hard, so perfectly, that it resounded in the little airlock area in between the outer door and inner door. My friend and his girlfriend are standing there with their mouths open. Then she drew her hand back again. A curtain of red just came down and I smacked, backhanded, that bitch right in her mouth. She kind of pinballed off the outer door but remained standing. I gave her about 10%. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying hitting her was justified, as with my size advantage I probably could have killed her, but man, did it feel good to get back at her. I apologized later, to her roommate, i.e. my friend's girlfriend, but pretty much the three of us ended up never talking to her again, and the girlfriend moved in with us a short time later. So you can hit a girl. Incidentally, the whole line standing to get in gasped when she hit me, then gasped again when I hit her. I guess we had some pretty good drama that night. What infuriates me about double standards is that most people use it as a way to bash the offending gender instead of looking for ways to fix the problem. Or people will come on and say as a man or woman, I don't do this. Sorry about my gender, Don't apologize for your gender. Your gender did nothing wrong, society as a whole did something wrong. Good news is, these double standards can be fixed. It will take time, but it can be done. A common one I see is, why do I have to pay for everything? It's not even as common today as people make it seem. Don't want to pay for everything? Don't date a person that expects you to. If they expect you to despite the fact that you don't wish to do so, then you should dump them, not begrudgingly do something you don't want to. This can be said for most double standards. You don't have to conform to them just because you think everyone else is. Part of how you break double standards is by not conforming to them. Considering how a dad being a stay-at-home parent was considered bad, nowadays it's definitely not as bad as it used to be, and it continues to get better every year that goes by. All double standards make me sad. However, they can be changed. It's a slow process. Bashing the offending gender won't change it. Like and subscribe for more r/ask Reddit videos.